Hello everybody, welcome to this review of the channel. This is a special review for me. I was out shopping today and I happened to go past a comic shop. And so I went in to have a little look around, and in the bargain bin I found this. A copy of Wrestling All-Stars. And it is from October 1995. So I was always a big fan of wrestling as a youngster. I used to love it. All of the Hulkster, Ultimate Warrior, all of those guys no longer with us no more. Andre the Giant. Yep, I was a teenager around around that point, and I absolutely loved wrestling. I was my favourite was WCW though. I much preferred WCW Worldwide and WCW Pro Wrestling. I don't know why, I just liked it. I found it more cheesier, more cornier. It was less gimmicky as well. I used to find it was a bit less gimmicky in places. But yeah, I used to like the original Surfer Sting and the Total Package, the Z-Man, Tom Zenk, Too Cool Scorpio, and you know, all of those names back then. Barry Windham, Dustin Rhodes, the natural Dustin Rhodes. Yeah, they're all, you know, I just preferred that time. The Young Pistols and the Patriots, and the Enforcers, Double A and Larry Zbyszko, brilliant. Yeah, I just preferred WCW. I don't know why, but I just did. But I found this anyway, and so yeah, so this was £2.50. It looked like at one point in the shop, but I got it for a pound of the King's money today. It was in a bargain bin, so I thought, why not? And it's got Shawn Michaels on the front there, as you can see. It's brilliant. Psycho Sid sends Diesel to the hospital. Wow, Big Daddy Cool Diesel. These were the days, weren't they? When wrestling was had the old kayfabe and everything going on, didn't it? It was just it was so believable when you was a kid, wasn't it? But like I say, you know, you'd be a fool to think that getting thrown over that top rope wasn't going to hurt. You know, even if you are trained in landing and stuff like that, you're always going to get injured doing wrestling when you try and do anything to do with wrestling. Because I'm like playing it after school and stuff like that was always painful enough. Imagine what the real people went through. You get people all the time going, oh, it's fake, it's this, that, it's rubbish, it's, you know. But at the end of the day, you try jumping that high and landing on that floor without hurting yourself. So, you know, it is a dangerous sport, and I think back in this day it was considered to be quite a sport, because it was just very rough, wasn't it? Especially taking steel chair shots and stuff like that. The pain some of these guys must have gone through to do it. Yeah, obviously the great Mr. Perfect there, Kurt Hennig, no longer with us no more. He was a brilliant character, weren't he? He used to do that towel chuck, didn't he? And the chewing gum spit swipe, didn't he? I remember the golfing segment with Mr. Perfect. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Tito Santana, the old Ariba. I used to love old Jesse Ventura's commentary with him. He used to always crack me up. His slyness. He used to always have digs at him, didn't he? It was quite funny, wasn't it? With old Jesse the Body. He was a great commentator, wasn't he? Psycho Sid sure has made a big impact on the WWF lately. Stories featuring the Psycho Man start on page 6, page 45. There you go. Look, so you got like a big run up what's been going on. Some great names there, like Great Muta. Look at that. Sting. Warlord. He was huge, Warlord, weren't he? What a guy. His fights with Davey Boy were fantastic, weren't they? So there you go. You got Shawn Michaels there. Heartbreak Kid fighting in the steel cage with Big Sid. You can't fault his athleticism, Shawn Michaels. He was amazing. You know, looking back at him now, I hated him as a youngster, but that was his job, wasn't it? He was a heel, wasn't he? And if you hated the heel, that was their job done, wasn't it? Like now, I've got like one of my favourites to read about and look at again was Rick Rude. You know, ravishing Rick Rude. But back in the day, I used to hate him. I used to think, well, you know, I always wanted to see someone bash him up, sort of thing. But now you see he's just done his job, hasn't he, as a heel. And that's what they do, isn't it? These wrestlers that are good. They get you going, don't they? And they actually had, like I say, that kayfabe back then, didn't they? Where they didn't break character, did they? And it was like, I think it was considered quite bad to do so. So yeah, I mean, how can you get thrown off the top of that steel cage and land and call that fake? You know. Yeah, brilliant. Bam, bam, Bigelow. He used to roll around the ring, didn't he? Like do those little roly-polies in his he used to have those firelight leotard thing he used to wear, didn't he? And the tattoos on his head. He used to like a right old biker, didn't he? Sort of thing. He was good, weren't he? So look at that, look. They've got the most popular list. Got Big Daddy Cool Diesel at number 1. Hulk Hogan at 2. Shawn Michaels at 3. And The Undertaker at 4. The old Undertaker. The Urn. Bret Hart. He was always a good wrestler. I loved his matches with Benoit. Razor Ramon. What a great guy he was. The bad guy. Macho Man Randy Savage at 7. I love Savage. I think Savage done his best run was his late WCW run. He was fantastic as the Madman. When he was pile driving everyone. I thought he was great. What fantastic. Yeah, it's such a shame he passed away, obviously. Stinger, like I say, I preferred Surfer Sting to the Crow. Much preferred the Surfer Sting, but it was really cool. But I think if he was a gimmick, it wasn't going to go anywhere. He needed to get a push, didn't he? Lex Luger there, the total package. Fantastic. And Renegade. Crikey, that's a blast from the past, isn't it? Most hated list. Psycho Sid. Jeff Jarrett. Bob Backlund. Bob Backlund was brilliant, wasn't he? The old chicken wing. Vader, the man called Vader. He was cool, wasn't he? But he was just a rough guy, wasn't he? It always looked painful wrestling him, didn't it? Kevin Sullivan, he was a funny guy, wasn't he? He was funny in WCW. Jerry Lawler, I liked his late commentary, Jerry Lawler. I thought he was a funny character. He was a good commentator. He was along the same lines as Bobby the Brain, wasn't he? Bobby the Brain Heenan. Heenan had the best commentary, without a shadow of a doubt. He was just hilarious, wasn't he? Him and Monsoon together. The old Will You Stop and all that was just fantastic, wasn't it? The old $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Owen Hart with his Slammy Awards. Hakushi, don't know who that is. Not sure what that is. Those in the most hated list anyway. So there you go. So you got the tag teams as well there. Brilliant. It's an ECW advert there. Are you prepared for the extreme action? Look at that. Dan the Beast. He was a man, wasn't he? Still is, most probably. He was actually a real life fighting guy, wasn't he? WCW results there. So there you go. WCW World Champion was Hulk Hogan, 1995. Arn Anderson was the TV champion. Wow. World Tag Team Championships was the Nasty Boys, Knobs and Sags. Yeah, it was great when it wrestling around this point. It was just so, it was everywhere, wasn't it? Big Daddy Cool Diesel there. So there's some sort of press interview. Some funny old adverts there, innit? Look. The Private Collection. Wrestling from England. Intense female bodybuilding wrestling. Wow. I've got on the old phone order that one, I think. Vader. It's Vader time. I remember that. That was great. Old Greg the Hammer. He was good, wasn't he? He was a good old guy. I like his interviews now, actually. He still does interviews today, doesn't he? He's really laid back guys. And here's our Warlord. He was a monster, that guy. He was a monster. Him and Davey Boy. What a pair. And they used to have their matches. The old, you know, who had the biggest power slam or clotheslines, whatever, you know. It's old Typhoon. I like Fernie with his tugboat. Back in the old days with tugboat, when Tugboat Thomas. Oh, there's old Ric Flair. Woo! Yeah, it's great, isn't it? These are the good old days of wrestling though, isn't it? Yeah. I love some of Flair's sayings, were so funny, weren't they? These shoes are worth more than your house, and the Space Mountain. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. It's a late Terry Funk there. He was a big old man, wasn't he? It's good to see him in the old Over the Top with Stallone, weren't it? Dusty Rhodes, The American Dream. Yeah. There's the total package. See, I didn't like it when he did that that WWF run. I always think he was a WCW man. I mean, even though WCW was wrapping up, I always thought it was better in like Worldwide and stuff like that, you know. The Female Fighting Company. Well, there you go. Yeah, tons of stuff going on here. Yokozuna. Do you remember the body slam challenge on the I can't remember what battleship it was. One of the battleships in the States, weren't it? And he gets off the plane. And have that I'll Be Your Hero music, weren't it? There he is. Yeah. Ended up in a wheelchair though, didn't he? One of the strongest men ever, you know, looking when he was younger. Everyone wanted to look like Lex, didn't they? Lex Flex. Luger. I thought he looked his best. He looked his best, Lex Luger, when he was going up against Ron Simmons. When Luger was using the pile driver as a finisher, and he had Harley Race as a manager. And I always remember that. That was a great time, that was. Really good time. And Lex Luger was playing like the suited, like, champion, you know, the suited champion with a suited manager. And Harley Race was, because Harley Race did a really mean promo, didn't he? Which was good. He did the old, please stay away from the package, didn't he? And he had Mr. Hughes' bodyguard. And Ron Simmons was on his own, weren't he? The All-American. Because he's a tough guy, Ron Simmons. He's always been like, when I used to watch him as a kid, I used to think he was built like a tank. You know? He used to do that spine buster he used to do. That actually looked painful to take, that spine buster. There they are. Yeah, Macho Man. He had so much charisma, Macho Man. You know. And obviously we just lost the Hulkster, haven't we? Which is, you know, a blow as wrestling fans. You know, people talk about him, obviously, in his personal life. But with him wrestling well, he'd always be Hulk Hogan, won't he? When that music hit and he came down, the fans loved it, didn't they? Yeah, Macho Man's brilliant. Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Sid injures Diesel. Big Daddy Cool in hospital. Wow. Look at that, guys. He's in hospital. Oh, my goodness. But that was always a good way of, when, say, when wrestlers got injured, which wasn't good, is it? But when they got injured, it was always a good way of, like, they'd always be taken out, wouldn't they? Like a really bad beating of some sort, and then they'd come back like 6 months later at WrestleMania or something, and it'd be like everyone would be like through the roof, wouldn't they? Remember that when Triple H came back after that horrific injury, that pop was brilliant for him, and he looked amazing, in great shape. I love that old title belt there. That I forget what it's called now, but it's getting there. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, that old belt. And that was what I think became the Hardcore Championship later on, didn't it? When it was all beaten up and smashed up. Someone's done some pictures here. Someone's done some art. Wrestling ringside. I just love these old like little sections they used to have in magazines where you could order stuff. I remember the old you remember the old martial arts magazines? They used to have all that stuff, didn't they? There's a 1, 2, 3 Kid, Shawn Michaels. Brilliant. Okay. So Terry Runnels there. She's always a very pretty girl, weren't she? Very glamorous. Oh, Bob Backlund. And I used to love the way Jerry Lawler used to insult people. He used to do it the same way Bobby Heenan used to. He's dropped these subtle little insults when he was doing like interviews and stuff like that. It always used to crack me up. Yeah. Some great Ric Flair art there. Dean Malenko. Yeah, some very old faces. Old Doink the Clown. Do you remember Doink? That little circus music they used to do, didn't they? It was fantastic, wasn't it? It's Double A. He was good, wasn't he? Haku, or Meng, he was known back then. He was a... he is a real life tough guy, isn't he? That Meng. Yeah. So this was a great find. It was only £1, like I say. And it's well worth going down the old road of history. The model Rick Martel. Yeah, this is good, isn't it? It's old stuff. It's brilliant, isn't it? Lots of adverts and stuff. Some are a bit racy. That's a nice picture, isn't it? Warlord and Miss Patricia. Yeah, he was good, the Warlord, wasn't he? I liked him. I thought he was brilliant. Yeah. So yeah, for £1, that has brought back some fantastic memories for me. Walking down the road of wrestling. Got my little Ultimate Warrior there. It's like a... There he is. He don't stand up too well these days. None of these figures did they? These old sort of figures. But he used to do the old arms. His promos were absolutely crazy, weren't they? He used to snarl and shout, didn't he? And growl. And it used to always be funny, didn't it? Who was your best commentary duo? That'd be a good thing to ask everybody, if you like wrestling, or if you don't like it. But as I say, as a teenager, it takes me back. Because I used to love it. Like I say, we used to always, after school, play out on the grass and, you know, have some good fun and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it was always WCW for me. I always remember the mystery boxes, the Stinger. They used to push this big box up to ringside and Stinger would be all confused. Then he'd open a box and one week it was like a really pretty lady, wasn't it? And then the next week it was Abdullah the Butcher burst out of the box and beat him up, didn't it? And it turned out to be Cactus Jack in the end, didn't it? Cactus Jack in the box, yeah. So WCW around that time was brilliant. Like I say, when Lex Luger was a total package, around the time he was with Harley Race, that was his best run. When he attacked Z, we know Z-Man got attacked in the locker room and everyone was getting taken out by him. But yeah, One Man Gang, El Gigante, you had some great, absolutely great wrestlers around at the point in time. And yeah, Jim Ross on the commentary, and you had all sorts in WCW, didn't you, back then? It was really good, wasn't it? And I liked the theme music of the old WCW music. Always makes me laugh though. I always remember was Oz. It was Kevin Nash was Oz. He used to have that spiky blonde hair, and he used to wear those green light tights. And he'd come out with the Wizard of Oz suit on. It was just crack me up, make me laugh. Yeah, some of it was a bit cheesy, but I've just found it more, I don't know, less entertainment maybe and more wrestling, I think. But yeah, I like Double A, Arn Anderson and Larry Zbyszko together. I thought they were a great tag team. I like the Enforcers. They had some good tag teams around that time. Yeah, but it was a battle against the WWF, wasn't it? And WWF was just so much bigger, wasn't it? But yeah, WCW got really good, but I think they just got I don't know. I think they should have maybe not tried to compete with WWF maybe, and just kept it as their own brand. Didn't do all the silly Monday Night Wars stuff, because I know WWF was just too big, wasn't it? It was just too big a household name, wasn't it? And at the time, especially in the UK here, because I remember with WCW, you used to have to wait till 1 o'clock in the morning. I think it was like on Friday or Saturday night. So Mum used to let me stay up and watch it, and it was pretty good because I thank the lucky stars that my mum and dad were never technologically aware people, so they never really knew how to use the video timer. So that's my excuse for being able to stay up and watch it, because it was a favourite thing to watch. So Mum used to let me stay up and watch it, and I think Tour of Duty was on before it or after it or something like that. For those that remember, who were around that age in the UK. So yeah, this is just a quick chat about this magazine I picked up today, a little chat about wrestling and blasts from the past. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you later.